Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duckbricks. I'm Chris, and LEGO just sent me a full tower containing the entire brand new collectible minifigure series for Marvel based on the Spider-Verse movies. And in this video, we are going to unbox every single box and see what we can find inside. Stay tuned because I'll also be doing a full in-depth review of all the figures as well, but I figured that this could be a fun video idea to actually showcase the process of unboxing each one. So let's jump in and unbox these right now. Okay, so here is the brand new LEGO Marvel Spiderverse CMF series. This is honestly a dream come true for me as somebody who absolutely loved the Spider-Verse movies and was hoping LEGO would make minifigures, sets, or really anything based off them. Well, it's maybe a few years late, but finally in 2025, LEGO has decided to actually produce not just a couple of sets, but also a full-on minifigure series with some of the most important Spider-Man themed characters in the movie. I'll be posting a full review and detailed look at all of these minifigures very shortly, but I actually wanted to do something a little bit different for today's video and do an unboxing. You see, this tower theoretically holds one full series, so if you were to buy this tower, you can get one copy of every single minifigure. Unfortunately, this is only something they do in Europe. They don't have this available in the United States. I don't really fully know why that's the case. I have to imagine it's got something to do with like market trends and maybe realizing it would sell better in the US if they just didn't offer the full series at once, but maybe in Europe they figured people would be more likely to purchase the full series at once versus just try their hand at blind boxes. Whatever the motivation, this is a really nice concept, and I wish they did it in the US because folks who just want to get the full series could just buy this tower in Europe. It's honestly very, very nice that LEGO does do that, at least somewhere in the world. But for this video, as I mentioned, I wanted to do a bit of an unboxing, showcasing my live reaction to opening up every single one of these boxes and seeing what minifigures are inside. This minifigure series is one of the best in terms of figure detail for a long time, and honestly, I feel like LEGO continuously outdoes themselves when they produce minifigures like these, so I could not wait to get these cracked open. Of course, again, I'll be doing a full in-depth review of all the figures separately, but for now, enjoy the unboxing. Okay, so we've got our first one right here. I'm gonna go ahead and rip open the box, and oh wow, well that was actually a pretty good one to get all the way up first because we have one of the main characters, which is Gwen Stacy here. Now Gwen is greatly improved compared to her original counterpart that came in the Spider-Verse set earlier this year, and the really cool thing about all these minifigures is that there are multiple ways to display them, which actually makes sense to get multiple copies of the characters. So of course you can have her all in the Spider-Man outfit, but she actually has a brand new hairpiece here that is colored pink at the edges to allow you to display her with the hair as well, which I think is super, super cool, and I'm very happy about that. Of course, she does have printing on the side of the arms and then some dual molded legs, and we'll get a closer look at all the minifigures in a little bit because she has a photo as well. All right, let's move on from this one. Also have to shout out the transparent orange stand, which is really, really cool to get. I think it's a very nice color for these minifigures, and we'll move on to the next box. All right, up next, let's see who we are going to get. Ooh, okay, so next up we have Spider-Man India here, which is very, very cool. Again, another one of those major characters I was really, really excited about getting. And once again, you do have the option to display him with the mask on or with just the headpiece, and I like how you do have some extra printing. Brand new hairpiece as well. He's got a cup of chai as well as the Spider-Man cat as an extra accessory, which is really nice. And of course, very cool to actually get the headpiece as well. So again, it really makes sense to have two copies of all these figures. Again, at the end of this video, I'm going to be doing a close-up look at all the figures themselves, so stay tuned for that, and then we can move on to the next one. All right, next up we have our next character here. Let's see who we are going to get. Ah, yes! Okay, this is one of my most exciting figures for the entire series. This is probably the one, at least it's in, I want to say, the top like 3 figures, and that is of course Spider-Punk right here. He was one of the standout characters from the film. They have introduced a brand new mohawk element for him, and I'm really curious to see if this is going to replace the existing mohawk piece that LEGO has been using, which does tend to fall off minifigure heads pretty easily. This one feels a little bit more snug on there, and then of course, They have made a brand new hairpiece as well for the character, which is super, super cool. And he does have the iconic guitar, which actually does have a very detailed print on it. Dual molded legs again, and wow, this minifigure is awesome. I cannot wait to see these in greater detail. Okay. Moving on to this next one here, we are getting all the really exciting ones. Okay, and next we have Spider Bite. Whoa, I did not realize actually from looking at the early images that the legs are transparent opalescent satin pink. That is so cool. And printing on the side of the legs, the arms are also transparent opalescent satin. Wow, that is very, very impressive. Of course, a specialized dual molded hairpiece. Oh my goodness, this has actually become one of my favorite figures just because of that really, really cool design. Like, it is very rare to see satin coloration for legs like that. So, so cool for the arms as well with printing. Wow, what a spectacular figure. This is awesome. Okay, moving on from that, let's see who we have inside the box here. Okay, oh my goodness, Cyborg Spider-Woman. This is another really cool one. A figure that really didn't get that much focus in the film, to be honest, but one that is designed very, very nicely. This armor piece is going to be super useful for just all sorts of different customs, I'm sure. You have the headpiece here as well, which is a really nice headpiece and pairs very nicely with the Cyborg Spider-Man that we got in the exclusive book earlier this year. So let me just check which way the belt is actually supposed to go on there. Okay, you've got the ridges here. That is so cool, and oh my goodness, yeah, this is an awesome character. Even though she didn't get that much screen time in the movie, I think this is one of the most well-produced figures of the entire wave, and it really goes to show just the amount of love that LEGO actually put into designing these characters, which is so cool. Again, we'll take a closer look in a second, so let's keep on moving on. All right, let's see what we've got in the box here. Oh, sweet, it's the Werewolf Spider-Man. Honestly, not one of the most exciting figures to me. I think the way that this figure could have been made even better is if they used the specialized legs that they introduced for the, what was it, the... it was the Fawn in the collectible minifigure series, the Fawn legs. The Oni from Ninjago, March of the Oni in the TV show had those like digitigrade legs as well, even though the minifigures didn't. I feel like for a werewolf that would have just made a lot more sense, but it does have dual molded legs, which is nice. It is using the same like werewolf head sculpt they've been using for quite a while, and I think it's a cool design for a Spider-Man minifigure, but honestly just not the most exciting one to me. This one barely appeared in the movie and didn't really have any memorable scenes, so we can go ahead and move on. Okay, next up here, let's see what characters. Still haven't opened up Miles yet, which is pretty crazy, but first off, we have Peter B. Parker. Again, a pretty crucial character from the movie, which is very cool to get. Not the most exciting design, but I think it is a nice minifigure in general. He does have that like pink hoodie that he's been wearing, or the pink pajamas, which I think works super well, and the face, oh my goodness, the head print, the facial expression is so perfect, especially on the back here. That is so good. And of course, it does have little baby Mayday as well, so we can go ahead and put the head on. That is so cool. You kind of get two characters for the price of one, which is very, very nice. So we have him all set and good to go. Okay, moving on from that, we've got our next minifigure here. Let's see what we get in here. Ooh, and we have Sun Spider here. Again, another character that didn't really make a major appearance in the film, but this one is particularly notable because it introduces some brand new specialized pieces. First of all, this cap is interesting. Yeah, this is a brand new baseball cap that is literally meant to be worn backwards, which is super interesting. Like, you can't even wear it the front way. It is specifically tilted backwards, which I think fulfills a nice niche. But then also you have the crutch element here, which is actually brand new for this figure. Almost kind of looks like a blaster, honestly. I could see people using this as a blaster, but it's meant to be used as crutches, which I think work very well, and I'm sure that folks are going to be really happy to get that, especially if you need to like depict minifigures with that sort of accessory. So I think that totally works great. It's a good minifigure to get, and we can move on. 4 minifigures to go. Wouldn't it be crazy if like the last one we open is Miles? Technically, this is also Miles, but this is alternate universe Miles, aka the Prowler. And I think we have a cloth element in here as well. Oh yeah, look at that. That is so cool. We have a cloth piece right there. And the way this works is that you can put legs on, dual molded arms, printing on the side of the legs, and then we have the Prowler cape here, which is a very nice design. Let's get that on there. A little bit tricky to have that stay in without the head. There we go. We'll put the headpiece in, and of course the helmet. Wow, that is such a cool helmet, and he does have a hairpiece as well. Brand new for the character. They really went all out when depicting these minifigures. I mean, almost every single one, I think actually like most of them have a brand new hairpiece included. Like the werewolf doesn't and Peter B. Parker doesn't, but I think almost every other one, and I guess the web slinger, which we haven't gotten to yet, but almost all of them have brand new hairpieces, which is totally crazy. This one even comes with multiple accessories, which is so cool. And yeah, just amazing minifigures, super cool designs. Okay. Moving onwards, we have three to go. Oh, there we go. 2 Mileses in a row, but this one is the regular Spider-Man, Miles Morales. And one interesting thing they've done is they've actually made him like the lightning version, because we kind of got the regular Miles Morales as a minifigure earlier this year. But this one does have printed legs, which is nice, so you can always upgrade your existing one to have those printed legs. He does come with the spider that bit him. It would have been really cool to see if LEGO like found a way to print on the spider, like print eyes on the spider. They didn't do that for this character, but I guess that's just not something they are able to do. And then of course he does have the headpiece and hairpiece as well, which did come earlier this year. So that is so cool to see the lightning design on the side of the arms. Okay, two to go, still missing Spider-Man 2099 and the web slinger. So, all right. Second to last minifigure we are opening here is the Web Slinger, and this is the kind of cowboy style of Spider-Man, which I think is a cool design. Again, didn't get that much focus in the movie, but still a nice minifigure design. I think the torso here is probably like the least interesting torso out of all the characters, but the good thing is you can reuse that torso for all sorts of different characters. Like there is nothing on that torso that suggests it's even close to a Spider-Man minifigure, so I think that kind of works for just a generic torso to get. You do have the headpiece here for Spider-Man's eyes, which looks really close to just the regular Spider-Man headpiece, honestly. And then you have the cowboy hat right here, so you can outfit him up with the lasso as well. And honestly, if not for the Spider-Man mask, this doesn't even really look like a Spider-Man character. Like, remove the mask and I guess the spider pauldron, and you just have kind of like a Wild West sheriff, which I'm sure people will be happy about to get that archetype. You do have the pony mold as well with a Spider-Man mask on the pony, which I think is very funny to get as a actual Lego piece. Okay, finally, well, we know which one's going to be in this last one, unless there was any mistake made, and that is, again, one of the ones I was most looking forward to, because this is Spider-Man 2099, one of the most exciting characters to get in minifigure form. Technically, we have already gotten him as a minifigure back in 2019 as a comics-based version, but this one is just so much cooler. It has this transparent cape with printing on it, which looks so good. Great facial expression as well, and oh yeah, look at that. And it even has a transparent orange holographic minifigure here for his digital helper in the movie, which is so cool. What a standout figure. And again, like nothing super crazy going on, like no dual molded legs, no printing on the side of the legs, but I think it really makes up for it for just having that cool factor. So that's Spider-Man 2099, and now let's take a close look at all the minifigures in the entire series. Here's a look at all of these Spider-Verse collectible minifigures all together. Again, one of the most interesting CMF series in terms of print detail and molds and everything that has come out in a long time. Almost every single character has some sort of brand new mold, mostly around a hairpiece or helmet, as well as a really intricate dual molded detail printing on the arms and legs. This just feels so deluxe. It's a really interesting series because I feel like for people who are not fans of Spider-Verse, or people who maybe aren't necessarily that into the movies, this arguably has like nothing to offer them because the minifigure prints are so specific. Maybe you could say, well, I mean, if you just like licensed minifigs in general, you could maybe use some of the heads and hair pieces, and it's always good to get new minifigure parts, but it certainly is one of the most specific series that has come out in a while. And honestly, I do love the focus on so many different Spider-Man Spider-Man characters, but I feel like they could have removed like a couple of them and had some villains from the first movie instead. I would have loved to see their take on the Doc Ock from the first movie, or Kingpin even stuff like the Vulture from Spider-Verse 2 in kind of this Da Vinci style I think would have been so cool as a minifigure here, but instead they chose to just make it Spider-Man characters, which I do like in terms of detail, but I also feel like it was a missed opportunity to get some other really important characters, or even the Prowler from the first movie. I'll be sharing a lot more detailed thoughts in my full review coming very soon, either tomorrow or the day after, but for now, hope you enjoyed this sneak peek and unboxing, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye for now.